Welcome to the Nerd Council instance one. Never mind how many Ludo.
My name is Timmy.
I'm Ryan.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Bruv, I'm cold. I'm
chilling. It's cold, isn't it? It's
Winter
so cold.
is here, bruv.
I'm free. Okay, let me tell you why I'm freezing more than most people. So in my room, there's a vent on the wall, in it, and that vent faces the garden. So I'm getting all that mad cold breeze into my room at night. So I'm cold. I can't lie. I'm freezing. It's mad cold. I need to leave this country. I need a holiday. I need somewhere hot.
Winter is here.
Winter is here, mate. Winter is here.
Word to Jon Snow in Eddard and Ned Stark.
We're north of the war type things, man.
That's the weather we're feeling. Ryan, what's happening? Get together.
Me, I've just been chilling. This weekend, I've not done nothing apart from seeing family, watched football, chilled.
Oh yeah, football's back, isn't it? Oh God.
Yeah. Same. Timmy, you been out this week?
No, listen, I don't go out as of late. I don't go out, man. No, there's nowhere to go to. I can't lie. I'm not doing the whole kind of go out and then there's like a 10 o'clock curfew and then nah. That ain't me.
Yeah. Forcing motives. That's what it feels like, innit? So
yeah, basically feels like that.
There's no point, man. There's no point. I'm not gonna force going out just for the sake of going out, man.
Right, not early brunches, not early and shots to the pub, not early, you know.
Couple of pints, Ryan. No.
Early
no. I'll put that life behind me for now, innit? There's no point, man. There's no point. You can't do anything in the same way you used to before, innit? So I'd rather chill.
Ludo, what'd you do for your birthday?
Fuck all, bro. I was literally in my bed watching YouTube, bro.
Sometimes it's like that. I'm not a big I don't like celebrating my birthday. I don't like making a big deal out of it.
What can I do for my birthday anyway? Couldn't do anything anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone kind of looks in. So yeah, it's kind of mad. All right,
let's get cracking into the nerd news.
All right, so the WandaVision trailer dropped a couple of days ago. What are our thoughts? What do we think? Are we excited for this TV show?
I was thinking two things. Either she's going crazy, or two, her powers are growing so much where she's made a pocket universe.
Yeah,
where everything that's happening, or that she's imagining all that things again from her mind. She's going crazy. It's got to be one of the two things. That's why I go for the trailer.
So from what I saw, or from what I've gathered from the trailer, is like she's, like you said, created like this pocket universe, and there's obviously like a barrier to it in it. And I feel like, I think people are saying it's Sword, not Shield. So Sword are trying to get into this barrier to help her, save her, protect people. I don't know what it is, but it feels like Wanda's at the center of this kind of pocket bubble. And obviously Vision is somehow alive, dead, fake. I don't know, but obviously we saw Monica Rambeau in the trailer, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they've slot her in there from 20 years prior and her role in her mini role in the Captain Marvel movie. The trailer looks good. It looks good. It's another one of the
I saw like a lot of like negative energy directed towards it. I think some people were quite disappointed. Me personally, I thought there wasn't a lot to go off content wise, but I think for me, what I saw was very interesting because in terms of what they're doing with the story, they haven't let on too much.
Yeah.
So they're thinking it could be this, like Ludo said, he's already got theories about what's going on. He said it could be this, it could be that. I think they've given us just enough to make us intrigued about what's actually going to happen.
Like, I don't really understand what negativity can be said about the trailer, because the trailer doesthink give you too much
to be negative about.
Yeah, exactly. Unless people are going like, oh, they want this whole. No, let me turn this light off. I'll say it, sorry. Giving this whole. I think some people obviously want to see like the whole No More Mutant storyline, and with her and her babies and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
How are we going to get that storyline?
Exactly, Ludo. Exactly. How are we going to get that kind of story when we don't even know how the mutants are going to...
Yeah, but even with the trailer, people are pointing out like Easter eggs, like apparent like references to House of M.
Yeah, of course there'll be House of M references.
Yeah, but you've got to remember as well, like it's season 1, isn't it? Chill.
Right.
Like, even so, yeah. Say there's a House of M event, that won't happen until like another few years down the line. Because we need the mutants to be established in the MCU or whatever. Then we needed to go through their stories and whatnot. Then for them to be no more mutants, that's happened years down the line. So to expect that to happen now, that's very far-fetched. I'm sorry.
Having said that though, Evan Peters is in this TV show. And obviously he played Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men films. And you've also got Doctor Strange. So unless they're going to do some kind of multiverse of madness type thing I don't know, bro. I don't know because in my head, I'm seeing somehow multiverses colliding, universes coming one, and then
It's
somehow
got a lot of the potential for like Marvel. They've got like the opportunity to sort of, in a sense, rebrand the character of Scarlet Witch as well.
Yeah,
they could. We all know about her. Like I say, like her reality warping powers and whatnot. But for me, if you look at everything, pretty much since apart from maybe Age of Ultron, she's been a pretty limited character. She's been pretty limited. I don't think they've put that much time into her as a character. So
in terms of her powers?
It's a like character building. Obviously, she just didn't get as much screen time as the others. She didn't get as much love as the others.
I think it was pretty in Civil War. It was pretty important, like a storyline in Civil War.
Yeah, but you didn't see
about.
Okay, she had like that direct
result of her. There's a direct result of her, but I didn't see like the writers or more character building for her. She was still the same character for me in each of the films. She didn't really have like an arc as such. She didn't really have character development like some of the other characters did.
For me personally, I thought she had that inner turmoil because obviously she wanted to be free and that, but obviously Vision wanted to think, and that let her put a strain on their relationship. So I thought, and it grew more of Infinity War than having to be in secret and things of that nature. That's why I thought the development of their relationship growing. And I think part of the character development is also how you interact with people and how she interacts with Vision as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, personally, for me, I just felt like her character was a bit boring, but now they've got a chance to use her powers. With her powers, they can use it to sort of create anything they want. So they can basically rebrand the character and maybe make the character more interesting.
So speaking of mutants and whatnot, would that mean that her background is getting retconned again? Because obviously before, they regret she got powers from one of the Infinity Stones.
No, I don't think it's gonna get retconned. I still
that means if she won't be a mutant, then
no, I don't think she's a mutant. But I think in my head, I'm seeing somehow an alternate universe where I don't know, but because Evan Peters is in this film. I keep saying this. Evan Peters is in this. They haven't disclosed what character he's playing, so he might be an alternate universe Quicksilver in it, and that might lead into somehow
the connection between
because you've got him.
But then again, she has no. If she's not a mutant, she has no emotional connection to mutants. Why would she try to wish?
No. Forget that part. Forget that part.
I'm just trying to piece it all back together.
Yeah. Forget that part. Forget the normal mutants part. But I think, because of her reality warping powers, and then you've got Doctor Strange in there too. You've got his multiverse of madness film coming out.
Yeah.
You've got Evan Peters, who played Quicksilver as an undisclosed character. It kind of all piecing together where
it definitely feels like the multiverse is, because it's also been obviously widely reported like Doctor Strange is going to be in it, and we know apparently that when the season finishes, it leads straight into the movie.
Right.
Multiverse of Madness. That's what the reports are saying anyway. So if they're so closely linked, TV show and film, and his film is about a multiverse, maybe it makes sense for a multiverse to be introduced in this TV to then obviously set up the film.
Okay, let's move on. Timmy, I'll let you have this one.
Yeah, so the PS5 event was, I think, like 2 weeks ago, something like this point, and then they obviously announced God of War 5, and I lost my shit, the internet lost their shit. I issue live on Twitch because I said I would. All
right, cool. Let's go. With God of War 5, what do you want to see in this movie?
All right, so God of War 5, I want
to see the son grow even further, see him a bit older, and go from there, and his powers grow even more.
Right. I need to see like a young adult Atreus, like 18, 19 years old. I need to see. Yeah, I need him to like hold his own. Like,
I would say a little bit younger for me, but yeah, go on, continue.
No more of this like kind of.
We'll get to you, Ryan. Go on.
No more of this kind of boy stuff. I want to see Kratos fight Thor. I want to see Atreus become Loki. I want to see the World Serpent do more stuff. I want to see Kratos fight Odin, which is probably going to be like the baddest boss fight ever. I need Kratos to start.
Zeus.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, the Zeus boss fight battle was sick, but this is Odin blood. I want to see Kratos swinging Mjolnir to bad up Odin.
Yeah, right. See, because I get that as well. I get vibes like that as well.
Absolutely, because obviously
even playing like all the previous God of War games, and I feel like so in the next game, if like the boss battle against Thor or everything leading up to fighting Thor, or in the game after, if we assume it will be Odin in the game after, I don't think that will be touched, man. That experience I'll get from fighting them, playing through the game, I don't think I'll get that on the previous one, because even though it's a different incarnation of the characters, I'm more attached to Thor and Odin as characters. The lore behind it, it's exciting.
necessarily
they're a lot
understand.
more, I think people know about it more, or the build up towards it as being a lot more engaging than say, you know, Kratos inviting like Zeus and Medusa and like Hades and the kind of people. Although they are known gods and
I
stuff.
think that's helped by the MCU and how they've portrayed Thor.
Yeah. The thing is with that. The thing is, I
maybe.
mean, yeah, like indirectly, it would definitely boost it because obviously Thor's such a massive character, and you will always link the two. Even if you can distinguish that God of War's Thor, it will be completely different to Marvel's Thor, completely different characters.
Yeah.
Because the way it will be depicted, like closer to Norse mythology,
Right.
is obviously quite different. But you still make the distinguishment, like, yeah, they're like essentially the same character, they're just done differently, or they're explained differently.
I see that.
Do you reckon he'll have a Mjolnir? Do you reckon he'll have a Mjolnir or not?
What, his own Mjolnir?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or the Mjolnir that we know. I don't think he will.
I mean, if you remember the game, there was like there was an end cutscene after you scatter your wife's ashes, you go back to your house.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a cutscene where Thor rolls up.
He lands, isn't it? Just outside, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got Mjolnir chilling on his side, isn't it? So.
Oh, did he have the Mjolnir? Okay.
Yeah, he had Mjolnir. It was still in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So definitely.
So it's either he's going to take Thor's one, or either way. Like with God of War, it's always about the weapons, isn't it? It's always about the weapons. So in like the fourth game, or like God of War, as it's called on PS4, yeah, like the Leviathan axe and is it the Blaze of Chaos?
Yeah.
Blaze of Chaos. Yeah. So in the new one, we might get more weapon introductions. I still want them to kind of, I guess, expand on this whole thing where obviously Kratos is linked somehow to Norse mythology as I can't remember his name. Linked to Tyr's Vault and things like that. Like obviously, like there's rumors and things like that obviously a lot of the stuff in God of War is like foretelling future events.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna say as well. Is the way they do it when you're exploring, when you're going through the vault, when you're looking at like there's signs on the wall like scriptures for other cultures, other mythologies, and then it really expands the lore and it makes you think, oh, but where are they going to go next? What mythology is going to be next? Is it going to be like an Egyptian pantheon of gods for the next set of games, etc.? So yeah, I'm excited.
So basically, Kratos is going to spacking up everyone's god.
Pretty much.
Basically.
No one's safe, isn't it?
Yeah, no one's safe from.
It depends on the direction they take the game, but yeah.
Do you think now we know that Mjolnir, isn't it? Do you think Kratos will pick it up at any point?
Yeah, no. He has to. I want to see him wield it. Somehow he'll wield it. Somehow.
Yeah, he's got to wield it.
Yeah, somehow he'll be deemed worthy. I don't know, and he'll wield it, and it'll look sick, and they'll do mad combos with it, and I'll get gas. and I'll record it for you for social media. So I'm like, yeah, they have to, man. They have to.
Alright, cool. On to Star Wars. Rumored Rogue One prequel and Obi-Wan series shooting deals hinting at 2022 release.
How do you do a Rogue One prequel when Rogue One in itself is kind of like a prequel?
The movie? Is this a movie or is it a TV show?
TV show.
Makes more sense. It doesn't make any sense as a movie.
Yeah, it's all.
Like Timmy just said, it doesn't make no sense at all as a movie, but as a TV show,
we're getting a prequel to a prequel.
I feel like they're reaching with Star Wars at this point, man. I feel like they're really struggling for ideas and just. Like, I thought we're done like the whole Skywalker.
The thing is, with Star Wars, they don't need to because Star Wars is now a franchise where they don't just rely on their movies. So if they had any sense, they would have taken a step back with the movies because they aren't doing great. The TV shows are looking like they could be very good, and the games are looking like they do very well, and so are the comics.
Yeah,
that's the thing in here because these are both going to be TV series that are going to be released in 2 years down the line.
Yeah,
also, it was meant to get Obi-Wan the movie years ago. Then they changed it. Okay, we're gonna do a TV series, but obviously with COVID different. I push it back. So now we're gonna get an Obi-Wan TV series after obviously Order 66 and what he does in that period before Luke Skywalker grows up. So in that little 18 year period, we're gonna get that. And a Rogue One prequel that's gonna be a TV series, and that's gonna be before Rogue One happens, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work. I'm not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed. Just like, man. If it happens and they shoot and they release it, I'll watch it. But at this point, I'm kind of like, can you think of something else? Can you come up with something else? I'm kind of.
I don't know. I've got a lot of hype still for like Star Wars stuff but just in other mediums.
Yeah,
I don't really have
they do have a lot of obviously the lore and the universe is very massive.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
So they have a lot of things. Obviously, the stuff that's coming out obviously 1,000 years in the future, 1,000 years behind, like before the Jedi Order, things like so that. Those projects are coming as well. So we're gonna get a lot of Star Wars content in the near future.
I want to see. I want to see them cover stuff on the Sith. I want to see them cover stuff on like the old Sith Order.
Yeah. I would love. Do you know what the Sith? I would love to see that. To see them like sort of. Obviously, we see like the Jedi training. We see.
We are. We'll get stuff on the Sith before the Order of the Two with the Darth Bane and Darth Malgus or stuff. Things that are coming. It's just these are the things that are set to come before that.
Yeah. Well, I'm still excited for it personally.
Cool. I know you guys are gonna hate this one. No firm release dates of One Piece Netflix live action series due to the COVID.
Good.
So it's happening. It's happening.
Cancel it, man.
Netflix are gonna do.
It's fine. I'm not gonna watch it anyway. Like I said, like I said before, I've not watched an anime live action.
You know they're violating. They're not making a movie so you can just watch it and get rid of it. They're making it a TV series, a Netflix TV series, so you can have episodes.
Let me not lie. I'm going to watch it just so I can complain about it. That's my right as a consumer. I'm going to do it.
A One Piece live action.
Watching it, and I'm going to complain about it the entire time. I'm going to slate the thing, man. Watch.
Netflix is not reading the room at all.
They cannot read the room.
No, not at all.
Reading the room at all.
Doesn't make sense, man.
Yeah, they've been struggling with that recently in general, though, haven't they? Netflix, innit?
Yeah, with that, yeah. We're going to go into what they did, but yeah.
I was like, the Kingsman release date moved up by Disney to February 12th, 2021, I'm assuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kingsman?
Yeah, this can be a prequel. So basically, when the Kingsman community gets created, and the spy community, not spy community, spy agency.
Yeah. So the prequel.
Cool. The concept of it is cool because if it was like still exit, like the second one, I didn't like. I don't know if they've done a third one.
But the third one's coming soon.
Really, I didn't like the second one at all. It was nowhere near as good as the first. So like if they just played Kingsman 1, 2, 3, I probably wouldn't have had as much interest to watch it. Mm-hmm. But the concept of like a prequel and how like the Kingsman come about, that could be wavy.
Yeah, I think the prequel looks a lot more, I want to say serious than the previous films. Like the previous was kind of like gimmicky, kind of like jokey because of Eggsy and things like that. But the prequel looks a lot more serious, like an actual.
I'll give you that. That's a
like an actual action film supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like a comedy action film, like what you get with like the first two films. So yeah, I mean, with COVID, everything's gonna get pushed up now, man. So like, I'm not surprised by.
Yeah, so you read now, just delays.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. Because I get it, because you don't want people to have to pay like £30 like they did with Mulan to watch it on Disney Plus and things like that. Because there's no point. Money went into making these films. They have to make the money back somehow. So
cool. Poll of 50,000 Doctor Who fans named David Tennant as the best Doctor ever.
Yeah.
They know ball.
I didn't see the poll, but I would have voted the same way. They are correct. They're right. David Tennant is the best Doctor Who. Point.
Are you right? Do you agree or disagree?
Period.
Listen, I'm going to take Timmy's word. I've only watched David Tennant as a Doctor Who and I enjoyed it. And I haven't watched it at any other point in time. But
I would say Matt Smith.
That's not because of who was a Doctor, though.
Christian Eccleston was very good. Obviously, I got into Doctor Who through Christian Eccleston. But Matt Tennant, obviously, David Tennant is the GOAT. And Matt Smith did accounted very well for himself.
I mean, I think everyone's done a good job portraying the Doctor in some kind of way. But I'm saying this now, Tennant brought in a whole new audience.
Sure.
The thing is, even with me not watching it that much, there's certain characters and you have actors who play them and they play them so well that it gets to a point where you can't really. If you say Doctor Who, first of all, you'll always associate David Tennant with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like no matter what film he's in, so even when he was in Daredevil, when I see him, I still see Doctor Who. That'd be the same with like a Chris Evans or like a Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. Not all actors have the ability to tie themselves to that role in it, but he done that.
Like even me, funny enough, you know, like Tom Holland, he had that new movie on Netflix. I'm like, bro, that's Spider-Man. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we trying to be serious. Like, bro, hey,
keep some webs. We did.
The thing is, it's a gift and a curse as well, because you think they want to be taken serious in other actors in other roles in that. And the same thing with Jon Snow. I see myself like, come on, man, hey, that's Jon Snow, man.
I feel like
I can't. For some actors, either they play it so well or the role so iconic that no matter what else they play, I'm always thinking, you're this guy.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
But Tennant is a phenomenal actor. Like, even if you see him in other stuff, you're like, oh yeah. You go back to thinking from him in Doctor Who, but because of his range as an actor, you can appreciate him in the moment in that film. Whereas, like you said, like Tom Holland, I see Tom Holland, all I'm thinking about is Spider-Man. and I can't take him seriously in anything else. Like, brother, Spider-Man.
Bro,
Like, go put on your Spidey suit and be serious, man. What are you doing?
Like even I think the two films that I've probably seen David Tennant in, or one's a film, one's a TV show, other than Doctor Who, probably wasn't he in Harry Potter?
Yeah, he played Bartius Crouch, I think.
Yeah, and I think he played that role quite well, very well. And then in Daredevil, and obviously he was like the Purple Man.
Yeah, that was
very well in that as well.
That was a great role. He did that so well, so well.
He wasn't in Daredevil. Who was in
Sorry, Jessica Jones.
Oh,
Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
I tend to just label them all under Daredevil.
Yeah, basically, all the Marvel Netflix shows, all Daredevil. Cool. Jurassic World Dominion has spent almost $3 million on COVID-19 test.
Wait, on what? On the cast? On the crew? Like what?
Cast, crew, everyone involved. And the dinosaurs too.
Fuck off, man. 3 million?
Yeah, so these are the lengths.
How many people do they need to test?
Yeah, these are the lengths that studios are going to make these movies happen.
Fuck me, bro. That's a lot.
That's insane.
It's a lot, but obviously, for Jurassic World and thing is a drop in the park, because obviously Jurassic World franchise made over $1 billion in it. The movies, $1 billion each movie. So that's a drop in the park in production costs. But yeah, these are if you want to see movies happen, don't take like long breaks. These are the amount of money studios have to put in now. Because before, studios were like, cool, we'll budget for a movie, paying wages, location, etc., etc. But now they got to factor in testing as well.
But even with testing and that, and wanting to release films, it's just a case of like, when are we actually going to go back to normal to be able to go to the cinema and watch movies, man? That's my biggest concern with everything that's going on right now in, I guess, what people want to call like the COVID world. Like, when do we go back to any kind of normalcy? Because in my head, everyone kind of thinks like, okay, come January 1st, 2021, everything's going to be fine. Everyone's going to move like as normal and things like that. And that's not going to be the case. So like, when people are saying, oh, this film's coming out like February and March, I'm like, are we even going to be able to go cinema in like February and March? Are we going to, like what, how far forward do people need to plan? Do you know what I mean?
I thought cinemas were back open.
They are, but even then it's still restricted.
Okay.
And even now we're going into flu season and stuff.
I haven't been to cinema since it opened because, for me, I enjoy going to the cinema.
Yeah.
Especially if I do go with my mates, I enjoy like the experience of going to the cinema. I'm like, I'm not going to bother.
Yeah. I probably ain't been to cinema since.
Probably been helped by the fact that there's been like no films that I've been like desperate to see.
That too.
If Marvel,
imagine dealing with the COVID world during like Infinity War and stuff like that.
Yeah, bro.
That would just completely ruin the experience.
Yeah, that would have been hell, man.
That would have been crap. That would have been crap. They probably would have made like half the money they made, if that.
Yeah. But that's the world we're in now. That obviously studios have to factor in medical and test costs into their overall budgets, and that's going to count against the box office and how much the movies make. Because obviously it's a COVID world, but you don't know what's completely stopped where people are no longer making movies. Like,
I feel like
around there, innit?
Yeah, like the world's going to keep on going, so you have to kind of adapt to the world that you have to adapt. Yeah, yeah, and you have to obviously forward plan and stuff. But it's going to be interesting next 6 months, I think. Like, especially come winter, like once winter's over and how the COVID numbers are.
You know what makes it worse as well? Because COVID and the flu have like similar symptoms, so people are going to be like very confused. Do I have it? Do I don't? Do I go to hospital? Do I not?
Everyone should just stay indoors, bro. Stay in your house as much as possible. I know we're a nerd podcast and we talk about nerd shit, but in all seriousness, people just stay in your houses. Honestly, if you don't need to go out, there's no point risking it, especially during the winter when everyone's sneezing and coughing and touching everything, man.
The people are so susceptible to like illness throughout the winter. But it's tough though as well. Like I'm not that big on it, but like winter, like after Halloween, you get like the Christmas period, the festive period.
Yeah, of course.
Family together, do this and do that, and obviously it's just not going to be like that this year.
No. All right. The Sims 4 will get 100 new skin tones in December. So I don't know if you guys know this, but there's been, for ages, there's been a big issue about skin tones and stuff in the Sims games. A lot of the time, especially for like darker skin tones and stuff, they don't just don't do the job. It's absolutely crap. So obviously you've got people within the Sim community who've been pioneering and talking for ages about, the Sims needs to do better in terms of being able to represent all skin tones and have like an array of skin tones available instead of just like, you know, pale, mildly pale, brown, and then like an ashy grey to pass off as black. So this is like the latest in, I guess, what EA are moving forward into in terms of having better representation and stuff.
Diverse gaming world.
Yeah, exactly. Diverse gaming, yeah. Because like with a game like The Sims, where it's all about creating a world of people and being able to create
your own society.
Yeah, or society. You want to be able to, because this is the thing about The Sims. Yeah, The Sims community is crazy. Like the creativity in The Sims goes way beyond, you know.
Well, from when people haven't seen people modifying people having sex and that, like, you guys can create
the modifications of creativity that goes
like crazy,
nuts. So of course they need to kind of match that instead of just like, you know, like I said, an ashy grey for like darker skin tones and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do next. But I think it's a step.
100 new skin tones. That's a very good start.
That's a very good start.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what they actually look like on screen.
Right.
Cool. You've got to see it. I mean, but I guess it's encouraging, isn't it?
Definitely.
The Rock says he may sit up and play XFL games. Obviously, as you know, The Rock, because he got a lot of money now, so obviously he bought the XFL. They're a defunct American Football League. And obviously, you know, The Rock, before he became an actor, he used to play American football in college for University of Miami, and he's always been a big fan of the game. So now he said he might suit up and play.
What, in American football?
Yeah. So he's like another player. Because he filling out a dream, innit? Because you understand his first time before acting was American football.
Yeah.
Obviously, and he tried to go, he was on a few pro teams, but obviously it didn't work out when he was wrestling, and so on and so forth. So that's another thing of his, you know, ideas and things that he does.
I feel like
Trevor in his cap, as they say.
I feel like he's doing too much. Like, bro, do one or the other. And I feel like if he goes into NFL or like XFL, whatever it is, and he gets injured, that's him done. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's doing too much.
That's a very good point.
That's true. I wouldn't think about injury. I was just thinking about, you know,
imagine if he gets injured and then for whatever reason Black Adam gets delayed or doesn't.
Exactly. Bruh.
You know,
cool.
Speaking of Black Adam, Aldous Hodge is playing Hawkman. What do we think about that?
I like, I really liked him in. Obviously, I've seen him recently, that movie about, I forgot the name, where he plays the guy that American football, played the guy, the American football guy who got falsely accused of rape, and obviously he spent years in jail but came out and It's on Netflix. I forgot the name, my bad. But also I really liked him in Underground.
Yeah, I liked him in that too. Yeah.
I'm sorry they cancelled Underground, but he's a very good actor. Underground as well.
Is Underground, what film's that? I don't know.
No, it's a TV series about, like, obviously the slaves, runaway slaves and that.
See, I don't think I've ever watched anything with him in it, so I can't really.
You might have.
But the majority of the people whose opinions I would like take notice of online on social media or Ludo, they always say that it's a good choice, so I'll take their word for it.
But obviously, you got the.
Also, he played MC Ren in NWA a biopic.
Oh, really? That's him?
Yeah, but he played MC Ren, man.
I didn't know that. Missed me that one.
You seen the thing? Oh, you didn't notice?
No, I just didn't notice. I wouldn't have noticed.
Wait, Timmy, you haven't seen thing? Straight Outta Compton.
Oh no, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. No, I didn't see it. I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it. It's on. It's
you even hip hop?
Even hip hop, bro? No, I haven't seen it.
He's MC Ren in that as well, yeah. But he's got stuff, man.
He's a good actor, but obviously, you know, as with diverse hires, you've got like the backlash of people saying like, why is a black guy playing a white character? Blah 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 blah. And of course, as usual, they're wrong. They're very wrong. I mean,
if you wanted to be like literal about it, you would point out the fact that like he's from Egypt. Or if you wanted to point out their stupidity even more, you would say, well, he reincarnates over space and time. And there's been versions of him who aren't even earthbound, that have been in space. So if you've got a version of Hawkman that's in space, then how can you define him by color?
Right. So
just say you're racist and
that's it. Say you're racist and keep it moving. That's it. All right. Tom Cruise cleared to film movie in space. What film is Tom Cruise doing in space, please?
It's an unannounced action movie.
I don't want to see it. I don't.
So Tom Cruise, he wants to beat
It's going to be a rehash of his last 100 movies, isn't it? It's just going to be a
Mission Impossible, what? Is it 7? Oh, no, man. Right, I'm tired. Move on. I don't care.
Cool.
Nick Fury series is in the works at Disney Plus with Samuel Jackson set to reprise his role. Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Content.
I'm very content with it. I love to hear that. You know, when I see Nick Fury.
You all want to see what Nick Fury gets up to in his spare time when he's not.
Exactly. Basically, what is he gets up to in his spare time, bro?
Yeah.
And he said that Fury that was you that said your team? Someone said Fury. They think Nick Fury died quite relatively early, and he was taken over by a Skrull.
I think I mentioned that. Yeah. I think he did. Yeah.
You still have that Fury then?
Possibly. But obviously, I want to see.
He died after Winter Soldier. That's it.
Yeah, he died in Winter Soldier, and a Kree took over. Yeah, I still have that theory. If I'm wrong,
so maybe we'll see something with that.
Well,
cool.
And then lastly, John Cena's Peacemaker character is getting a HBO Max series directed by James Gunn.
Yeah, see, I don't understand. I don't necessarily have an issue with it, but
it doesn't make sense to me.
So many other characters.
Yeah. Like I would have preferred like an Amanda Waller show, personally.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
Yeah, I mean, like even it's hard because, like we said, we all kind of expect with Suicide Squad. A lot of the cast are like the characters are unknown. So I mean, we all understand that like any of them
throwaways.
Like, our favorite. But I still would have preferred a different character.
Yeah.
Even on the squad, just anyone else really, apart from maybe.
But I think because John Cena, he's like a big name.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
We've got to squeeze that as much as we can.
Milk. What's the phrase? Milk the cow as much as possible. Yeah. John Cena's a cash cow, man. I mean, to obviously have James Gunn behind that. I mean, James Gunn. I'm wrong, but I'm still a bit about James Gunn. It'll be like I think it'll be good. I still need to see his Peacemaker character in Suicide Squad. And then from there, I'll decide whether or not I'm actually going to enjoy this TV show or not.
That's
so it's like a process to it.
But for me, I personally rather they see which characters get the most fanfare and actual well received.
That's what you think.
Then that cool. This character was very thing. Then we go with the movie. Like for example, Harley Quinn, she got everything happen after.
Yeah.
Obviously, Margot Robertson, she got everything happened because she portrayed the character so well in the movie.
Exactly.
Then everything spun off from there. Like okay, we really want to use Harley Quinn even more in other material, rather than just say, okay, let's use a relatively unknown character and start getting serious for him. Rather, we need to wait, see how people take.
What if they put the film out and no one likes him?
Exactly.
So, this episode of the Nerd Council podcast is brought to you by ELGATO and the new Wave 1 microphone. Now, I know you're probably thinking this is some generic podcast ad, but mate, you cannot deny the sound quality. The new Wave 1 has allowed us to deliver an incredible audio experience for you guys, while still allowing us to deliver the same great content you all love and enjoy. So go check out the new Wave 1 and see how it can improve your audio content. Now back to our episode. For today's main topic, as it were, we asked you guys to send us in questions for us to answer. And some of you did. We got some good ones. So we are just going to crack on.
It was also mainly because we haven't done it in time, like obviously
that too.
Getting people to ask us questions as well. So why not do a main topic about it,
Being a minute,
getting our community to ask us all various different type of questions.
Being a minute since we got questions from you guys, but we're all good. All right, cool. So first question is, what is everyone's favorite anime protagonist? It wasn't
you go first.
No,
fine. So obviously everyone knows that the GOAT is Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood because it's Edward Elric. The anime is amazing, 10 out of 10. I don't what can I really say about Edward? Like, he's short, he's funny, he's got magic science powers, how do you want to put it? But easily Edward Elric, man. Like, or Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach.
I was going to say Ichigo first, to be fair.
Only because of Bankai, as it.
I find Ichigo's character so boring.
How is it boring?
But I just feel like Ichigo's character itself is very boring. I feel like other protagonists are completely like, let's have more about them. I think Ichigo's in the same level as Deku. Like, no, Ichigo's probably better than Deku, to be fair.
I'll give you the Deku boring. I'll give you that.
I'll take that.
They're both kind of flat, but for me, I'd say the best for me is Luffy.
Surprise.
One Piece.
Luffy. That's just me, innit?
Fine, I'll give you that. All right, Ludo, you?
You know, the crazy thing is, I don't have one.
That's fair. That's fair. All right.
I don't have a favorite anime protagonist. You know.
Not even like Gon. I know you obviously you're big. You're big on Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, but things then again, for some reason, I kind of don't see him as a Hunter x Hunter, you know, protagonist. You know, in a way.
So
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Who was the protagonist?
Because like get it? Because after his arc ended when he found his father, the story carries on without him. So how can you be the anime main protagonist when the anime carries on
in
without
the
your
anime,
story?
not the manga. Anime. Forget the manga. Talking solely in the anime. Now.
Fair enough. Okay, I guess you have to go with Gon then, innit? But then again, his story ended when his mission was ended. How
But
can you
Gon's
be the main?
irritating. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Hunter x Hunter, but Gon is an irritant, bruv. Gon, Asta,
But how can you? But how can
Deku.
you? But how can you say? How can you rate Ichigo or how can you rate Deku but not Gon?
No. I said Gon's irritating. Deku's irritating. Asta's another protagonist from Black Clover, irritating as hell for different reasons. They're all irritating for different reasons, but I like Ichigo because for me, Ichigo seems to have a sense of purpose about him in a way that's different to the others. And it's not like, how do I put this? Like Ichigo's
What was
Ichigo's
Ichigo's purpose? What was Ichigo's purpose?
Ichigo's purpose isn't like something he just plucked out of mid-air. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, so Gon wants to find his dad, Deku wants to be the world's greatest superhero, and Asta wants to be like the Wizard King, right? With Ichigo, there was nothing like that. It wasn't like, he had his purpose from early, like, he was going to be like the best Soul Reaper ever. He's a man of circumstance, isn't it? Everything that happened to him was a matter of circumstance. Even from wanting to be a Soul Reaper to wanting to get stronger, everything was just a matter of circumstance to protect his family. It wasn't a case of like, he knew he was born into like a Soul Reaper family. His dad was a Soul Reaper. His mom was a Quincy. This and the other. It's all a matter of circumstance for me. I think same with Edward Elric. Yeah, there are characters of circumstance as opposed to characters who almost are like predetermined or predestined.
Great.
Am I making sense? Am I talking shit?
No, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. I get exactly what you're saying.
All right, cool.
you have a character, a main character, get it from the mud, and basically be bestowed with all these powers.
Yeah, I'd rather a character who's not trying to from the jump reach for something. I want a character that's kind of thrust into a position or a situation that they have really no clue about and see how they progress from there, as opposed to they're already actively working towards something. I don't. So that's just me.
When you watch Naruto, say like if you talk about Naruto specifically about his desire to become Hokage, does you not find that exciting at all?
I didn't say their journeys aren't exciting. I just said like it's more interesting.
You prefer the other. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong, Naruto's journey as a character is exciting because he goes from being the literal underdog and probably one of the most hated people in his village to the village hero. And that journey is interesting to watch. But what I'm saying is from episode 1 onwards, for a character, I like a character that's almost blissfully unaware of everything that's going on around them. And then they're put into a situation where they need to acquire power and get stronger and become whoever it is they need to become. And you know what the main thing is, I can't really think of another character like that apart from Edward and Ichigo. It might come to me later, but for the most part, most characters. What's his name? From Demon Slayer. Freaking, oh god, I'm bad with names. You know what I'm talking about, right? The main protagonist in Demon Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
He's another one. Didn't know anything, blissfully aware, thrust into a situation where he had to become stronger to protect his family. There we go. Much more interesting for me than, Luffy's and the Naruto's and everyone else. But you know me, I'm a weirdo, man. I like to go against the grain with stuff. So okay. Question 2 is for Ryan specifically. It says, who is your favorite comic book writer?
Oh, see, no, this is
Jeff Jones.
Is it?
No, to me, he's probably not even my favorite comic book writer. Even then, it's so hard. But I would say like most of the stories that I've read of recent, like stories that I would read back, would always be Jeff Johns. Most of the stuff, most of the stuff I grew up is mainly like Jeff Johns, like Jeff Johns' Wally West run, Jeff Johns on Green Lantern. So yeah, like I would say, I've definitely bought more of his comic books than anyone else's.
So just shows, like I said.
That's just
Yeah.
shots. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Not your fault. It's not your fault.
As a writer and nothing else.
Ryan, it's not your fault that I know you better than you know yourself. All right, cool. How about you, Timmy? I would say Mark Miller for what he did with the Civil War.
You know me. I'm weird when it comes to comics. Like it's not that I don't pay attention to writers, but
yeah, and I get you.
I don't. Like, I'm not picking up a comment and going like, "Who's this by?" I'm more thinking about who's in it. Do you know what I mean?
That's probably understandable, man. For a while, I was like that as well. Like, I'm starting to see trends where the same character or same comics that I like is usually made by the same person. Yeah. I keep seeing the same names, so I keep in my head. But when you're reading comics, because you like read from various different publications, you read independent, so you're not seeing a trend like we may be.
So for me, it's different as well. It's like sometimes like when it comes to comic book writers, sometimes I'll read a title because that specific writer is writing it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than the character. Sometimes if a new comic book run starts, I won't necessarily read it if it's like, let's just say, for example, Wonder Woman, because I find the character kind of boring. But then if they put a certain writer, if they put a certain writer on it, I'll pick it up and I'll read it because I know that writer will be able to make the book interesting. Right. The character will become interesting. So I definitely do read comics more so dependent on who's writing it.
Right, as opposed to who's in it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Cool. Do you think Nintendo will ever do a proper online platform for the Switch, i.e., a better UI, achievements, trophies, party chat, game chat, and a proper virtual console for the N64 and GameCube games?
I think if they were going to, they would have done it from the launch of, so like the Wii, from back then. I think the concept and idea of obviously having a better UI and like having achievements or gamer points, whatever it is, for games and stuff is not a new concept. It's something that's been in place for ages. So if Nintendo were going to copy that formula, they would have done it from the moment they had a console like the Wii. They probably would have done it from the Nintendo Switch, but I don't think it's something they're focusing on. I'm not sure why.
It's not an MO. It's not an MO.
I don't know. I don't know what it is for them, man. I mean, Nintendo are a bit unique in a sense of where they're very different to PlayStation and Xbox in terms of their games library and how they and their consoles and things like that. Yeah, like the Switch being both a handheld and a TV console is brilliant. So I think any changes they're gonna make will probably be in like the newest version of the Switch will come in like 2 years' time. But in terms of like virtual consoles for like the N64 and GameCube, I don't see that happening. I feel like they're just gonna rehash games and make them playable on the Switch.
On the Switch, yeah.
Like they did with the new Mario games that they recently launched. So they made them Switch compatible or like remade for the Switch. So they'll do more of that stuff, but I don't think they're gonna make like a virtual console. I don't think so. It's just not what Nintendo do. If they wanted to do it, they would have done it. But I feel like they're scared to be compared too closely to a PlayStation and Xbox.
Well, actually, because when it's been like the console wars, Nintendo's never really been a part of that. Because a lot of people said that, cool, I'll get a PS4, Xbox, and I'll get Nintendo as well. They've never been either or with, they've never been compared in that way.
Exactly.
But it's something you only notice now, but going back then, like Nintendo Wii didn't have like the online parts of it. Something that you only notice now when you're looking back on it. Like, it's just something that people didn't really take that seriously,
Yeah, because I think with like, if you look at back into Nintendo consoles, most of them, the handheld ones obviously had like online co-op stuff. The launch of like the Wii stuff was made for more like family entertainment as opposed to being like a hardcore console where you sit down and you play online and you're doing like PvP stuff over the internet. So I think Nintendo just have their own way of doing things. I'm not sure how they want to do it, but we'll see if they decide to change things up. But it's like you said, I think we'll touch on the console war point in a bit because someone actually asked that question. But it's interesting how Nintendo's always on like the outlier of the console wars, even though like in a sense they kind of should be included in it. But we'll get to that.
Left, we'll go into that next.
What's that? Whenever Hunter x Hunter is back, what would you like to see? And same thing for Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, and Attack on Titan. So how do you want to do this? So first things first, Hunter x Hunter's never come back. So let's just let's just forget that. That's done. Finished. Sorry guys, the anime's done.
But let's say in the ideal world, say it does come back. Let's just get our creative caps on.
Okay.
I'd like to see.
Actually, what do you think? And then I'll do, because you've already read the manga, so you're more informed than I am. So
obviously, reading the manga, what's going on, I would say therefore how they're gonna interact with the Dark Continent. That's something very important. And just even that nature, they say like obviously even with the Ant King, he was like a level 2 threat. But there's level 3 threat, I think it was. But there's things on the Dark Continent that's even a higher threat than he was. And obviously, there's apparently more powerful Chimera ants on the Dark Continent. Obviously, Chimera ants come from. So literally seeing the things of that nature, seeing the powerful things that can appear on Dark Continent, that's something I'd love to see as well.
Wait. The Ant King was a level 3 threat.
Yeah, and there's like bigger level threats. Yeah.
Yeah, bring the anime back. Bring the anime back. I need to watch it. Bring the anime back.
I remember seeing it.
Even like you know, like Anuka.
Yeah.
That she's been possessed by a demon that's from the Dark Continent as well.
Yeah, bring it back.
Yes, bro. It's
right.
Basically, that point he come back. Dark Continent is crazy.
Right, what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I think I've seen one drawing, one illustration from I can't remember the guy's name. The guy who draws it, obviously, so the manga author, and the Dark Continent. It looked insane. It looked mad. It looked nuts. So yeah, like I mean, I read little parts of the manga after the anime had finished with like the Succession arc, but I didn't follow it because I still think generally the manga's hard to read for Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
It's hard to read. But definitely, if it was animated, then the Dark Continent. That's what everyone wants to see.
True. All right. What about Demon Slayer?
I'm out of this debate because I don't watch it.
Cool. My thoughts on Demon Slayer. Just one thing I'm thinking: how far do they want to take, and how long do they want to go with the show? Is it going to be a short anime or a long anime? For example, do we want to see him meet with the big bad, the one that the original demon, so he can finally turn his sister back to normal?
Yeah.
That's something I would love to do as well. But one thing I got spoiled in manga. Apparently, did you guys hear about it as well? Like with the sword techniques and that.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's all in their heads.
Wait, what? What do you mean? It's all in their heads?
All the special effects stuff, like it doesn't like the demons. They're not seeing that shit. All that stuff.
Oh no. Okay. Do you know that kind of makes sense? It kind of makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
But then all the demons see is just some random demon slayer just turn around and spins, but they don't see all the special effects stuff. So I'm thinking, what's the point?
That makes sense. I think that makes sense. But then I think it just. But then what? Why? Okay. So from what you said and from what I've seen from the show and everything else, I feel like the sword techniques are real, but the extra effects are just to hone in on the fact of the type of sword technique it is. If that makes sense. So the water effects is to hone it's a water style technique. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I'm kind of weird now. I lost my train of thought. That's weird. So it's not real. It's in their heads.
Yeah, it's in their heads.
That's dumb. That's so dumb.
With My Hero.
With My Hero, I need to see Deku get stronger. I think that's what I really want. No. Okay, tell a lie. I want to see Deku put to the side. I want more focus on other heroes. I'm kind of...
Yes.
I've got Deku fatigue. I want to see more of the other heroes. I want to see...
This is why I say Deku is not interesting, because I feel like if you look at a character like Bakugo, I feel the most interesting he was for me was when they saved him. And he didn't really want to be saved, but he kind of wanted to be saved. And there's this whole thing they were playing with the idea about him maybe being a villain, but then he's not a villain at all.
Yeah, he just shows he's passionately different, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. He's just got a very different persona. Obviously, he's like, the way he is, his personality, innit? He's very offish, but he still does have a few friends, but he doesn't even treat them like friends, but they are his friends.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see if they were to develop his character, peel a few layers off, and actually do something with his character in terms of that's personality, what type of hero he's going to go on to be, etc. And I think as well, the other one is Todoroki. He's very interesting, like his family ties, his background, his father, the fact he doesn't like his father, the fact he was never using the other side of his powers.
His quirk,
yeah. Going forward, I want to see how they deal with that, whether he starts to use it a lot more, so on. And also, one last thing, is the quirks. My thing with these shows is I always want to see innovative powers. I want to see a power, and then when someone has it, I'm like, okay, that's weird. How are they going to use it? And then I want to see how that power is used to actually make it cool.
Yeah, I feel that.
One thing I'll say from like little snippets I've seen, like little snippets, like little like borders I've seen like on social media of like fast forward into the obviously the mangas are ahead. Obviously it shows like fucking Shigaraki, his powers are taking another level where he's decimating whole cities. So I'm gonna be buzzing for that to see how they deal with like this world level threat that he reached and how they deal with it, and also if also what's he gonna get his powers back. What's his name again?
All Might.
No, All Might.
I mean, you're about the hero guy, Miriam.
Oh yeah, he lost his powers.
Yeah, so let's see how he gets his power back. So just it's gonna be very interesting to see. And obviously, I understand the Deku fatigue. Obviously, it gets a point like, bro, even though he's been growing up a bit, he doesn't cry as much anymore.
But the thing is, with me, for My Hero,
one thing I say My Hero came on, they got a lot of other characters that are very interesting. Obviously, Todoroki, back again.
I find so many of the other characters in the class and other characters who weren't even in the class so much more interesting than I find Deku in it.
I find the powers more interesting as well. I'm just all right, super strength, great, but the guy next to you.
Apart from Deku, who's your favorite character, or what's your favorite quirk?
Who's the one that uses Dark Shadow?
Tokiyami?
Yeah, Tokiyami. Yeah, I want to see what him and Dark Shadow can really do, like in the dark. I want to see him.
Because all of them are evolving as well, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. They're getting stronger. So I want to see what him and Dark Shadow can do in like complete darkness, and like does it turn like some mad monster thing? Like, I want to know. I want to see it.
You know, I really liked when I saw what's his name, the hard guy.
I can't remember. I know the red hard guy.
And like he's like next evolution of his powers. He looked sick.
That fight, when he had that fight, he done portions, isn't it? When he had that fight in the latest season.
But I really do enjoy that because obviously they could have done the thing where a lot of animes do where only the two main protagonists they evolve, but everyone else is evolving with Deku. So it hasn't been to a place where everyone's like, oh, Deku's the strongest, because like no, everyone else is either above him or on the same level, because literally everyone is evolving with him. Or give me the boring thing like Dragon Ball Z, for example, only Goku and Vegeta get stronger when everyone else just looks weak compared. Where literally in this show, everyone else is growing at the same rate.
I think that's what makes My Hero Academia the show is, because it's like you've got like essentially a class full of superheroes, and you're watching them all develop and grow their own superpowers in their own way, which is why you can watch the show and there are different characters that everyone can kind of not relate to, but find interesting.
Gravitate.
It's not just Deku and Bakugo and Todoroki. There are other characters too. You can be like, oh yeah, I like their powers. I want to watch the show more to see more of them. And you get to see more of them all the time. So yeah, like, but not everyday Deku, man. I'm tired of that.
For example, like My Hero, like the electric guy.
Yeah.
He's like about the joke in the class, innit? He always comes up short, or he always like short circuits himself, or whatever the hell he does, innit? He always fries himself, innit? Ever since watching that over and over, I always said it would be nice if he got like a power buff. Yeah. And he was like in line with the others. That's what I want to see as well. I think
that's coming as well. That's coming.
Do you think he's bottom of the class?
I wouldn't say he's bottom
of the class. The perv is at the bottom of the class.
100%.
Nah, his powers have improved, right? He's doing more stuff with it, right?
What getting more balls if he gets the nosebleed?
No, he's not the worst character though.
His nerviness and like everything about him makes his like crap quirk, very very a part of him. So he's not like, I wouldn't say he ain't got that crap power, crap character person going from. He's actually a very good character.
Yeah, the worst character is Yida. The guy with the guy who can boot, innit? The runner. The guy's got them engines on his
character. You think he's the worst?
Man, he's so annoying. So annoying.
Why you so annoying?
Do this to my brother, and no, man, he gets slapped up.
I think that showed a different side of him, because obviously he was like, he was before his brother got attacked by was it Stain?
Yeah.
Before his brother got attacked by Stain, he was already by the book, and you follow the rules, and you everything by the book for the book. But now it showed that he's human as well. That things can push him to make him go, I'm gonna do things by myself. I'm gonna cross the waters. Yeah. And that even played a part into Stain's whole argument of heroes as well, that it can push them enough that they're not gonna follow the rules, and obviously they're just doing it for things of vanity. They don't be a true hero. They're doing things just because and personal vendettas. So I really like that. I really like that dynamic.
Okay. So the next question bit of a sticky one because I don't know how I'm going to answer this. So,
Did you guys talk about Attack on Titans?
oh, we didn't. Sorry, we didn't talk about Attack on Titan.
Can't Attack on Titans.
So, what do you want to see in Attack on Titan coming up?
Well, I've been reading the manga in it, so
I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
Talk about the anime. I know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I like what's coming, but as long as the anime manages to convey it the way the manga did, innit? They can't shit out. They can't. It's vital. And that's it. As long as they do that, then I know I'm going to be happy in it.
Once they do that, Attack on Titan will be another 10 out of 10 perfect anime.
Yeah, it will be.
People are saying like if the anime portrays the manga properly, Attack on Titan has the potential to be the GOAT anime.
Yeah,
undisputed.
Yeah. The only negative you can hold against Attack on Titan is the length of time taken in between seasons. To get that way, you watch it all in one, like it's.
Would have been nicer for some of the seasons in the middle. If it would have been nicer if all the seasons were 24 eps, like the first.
Yeah,
always something that's bothered me. I feel like in other seasons, they've missed parts out, or so many more things happened in the manga that didn't happen in the anime.
Yeah, definitely. But
as long as I get that, I get a few Levi scenes.
Because
then I'm gonna be happy.
It's the last season. They're approaching the ending. It's either they get it right or they rush it and they fuck it up. And if they rush it and fuck it up, like it's gonna be Game of Thrones again, and that's what no one wants. No one wants that.
Yeah.
We need.
I got faith. I think it's gonna finish as like a brilliant anime. I think it's gonna be a 10 out of 10 anime when it's done.
We'll have to see. Because that's the same thing we said about Game of Thrones. The same thing.
The same exact thing.
So
anyway, sure.
All right. So who is your favorite? So what's your favorite and your worst? And we're gonna get a winner for this. Who's your favorite? Who's your worst favorite? If that's a word. Black video game protagonist and why?
I'll go first. I would say my favorite black video game protagonist is CJ from GTA San Andreas.
That's the only one I know of.
No, but literally, I'll say this because he was the first. It was the first, and obviously, I still say to this day, it's probably the greatest GTA game.
I don't like.
Growing up and growing, yeah.
It sucks that I don't know of. Okay, no. All right, so the only black protagonist I know of is Saz from Final Fantasy 13.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I can't count on one.
I'm trying to think now.
Black protagonists in games. I really can't, and I'm proper struggling.
There probably is loads though, isn't it?
There probably is, but it's probably in games that I haven't played, or games some people don't really know about, and that's the problem. Wow. Either I'm not playing enough games, or the diversity in games just sucks, or it's both. Could be both. In fact, it is both. I know it's both. I'm not playing enough games, and the diversity in games sucks. That's what it is. Because I can't answer that properly. That's really bad.
Have you, Ryan?
I can't. Like I said, I'm struggling to think of anyone. Like I only would have thought. To be honest, I wouldn't even have remembered CJ if he didn't say nothing.
How about Franklin in GTA V?
Yeah, but he wasn't as fun to use as CJ. It wasn't the same.
Okay, but see, this is my thing. Why? When we think of black protagonists in games, why is the only game we can really think of head GTA? Is that not a problem?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not even like a. Okay, I mean, are there any black protagonists in like Street Fighter? And
there's Master Raven in Tekken.
There we go. Okay, but then it's like he's like a passing thought.
These are the things, but I can't give you my worst, but yeah, because there's no.
I can't give my worst.
My favorite, my favorite. Why? Because
the only ones that I can really think of are the ones where it's games that are based off other characters you already pre-exist.
Exactly.
So go say them then.
Like go on, Ryan, because
like for example, what's Blade? Has anyone played the Blade game?
I don't know.
Useful character in the game, but obviously not a lot. Balrog, Afro Samurai.
Storm.
So there are like black characters in video games, but pre-existing ones where it's not based off. I'm not really too sure, to be honest.
Yeah. That sucks. Right. Are console wars good or bad for gaming?
Ooh, good question.
Bad.
Why are they bad for gaming?
Why they bad?
Right. If you take, for example, it's just bad because it marginalizes a lot of people. Like it is very dividing. And for me, like it's fine. I'll like at some point I'll have both the new Xbox and I'll have the new PlayStation. Other people they just won't have the opportunity to do that. And then, for example, then you look into it now, obviously Sony exclusives, God of War, and other games and so on. Now, if you say if there's a family and they can only afford the newest Xbox, the cheaper version of it, you've got people that are instantly cut off and marginalized. And then on the flip side, you've got Microsoft, who have just acquired Bethesda, and they're going to be having their own exclusive games at some point, whatever. And yeah, it's very exciting for the gaming industry, but console wars, I think there are a lot of people that miss out because it creates a divide. So people miss out on the experience of playing certain games. And for me, gaming, first and foremost, it should be something that anyone can enjoy. So when people start getting excluded out of games, or when it starts going even deeper and certain characters launch only on this game, on this console, so like you can play the Avengers game, but you can only get Spider-Man if it's on PlayStation.
Right.
But then again, with gaming has always been, centered in blocks. Gaming has never been accessible to all. There's never been a gaming console where
I feel like
cross-platform is a relatively new thing. So consoles have always been a thing. And with console wars, I'd say one thing it does brings about, because there's two factions, I would say, it brings about the competition.
Yeah, it does. It does bring about.
Also, it makes like Sony and Microsoft, for example, it makes them. They
Makes
have
them
their direct competitor. It's like Marvel and DC have the direct competitor where it's slack because they're not the market leaders. They're innovative. If it wasn't for, say, if Microsoft didn't exist, would Sony be as innovative as they are now?
Right. So they need to push them. I mean, I think it also depends on what you regard as the console war. Like when you take console wars, are you talking, at the, what do you call it, business level, where you're talking about what Xbox is bringing out compared to PlayStation in terms of hardware and console design, this and the other, or we're talking at like the consumer level where it's like the PlayStation is better than the Xbox because the Xbox doesn't get like the red light, and we've got this game, we've got that game, this and the other.
In terms of like, say, Sony, when they had their like launch the other week, and there's Xbox, I'll always tune in. They're always exciting to watch. So in that aspect, the console war, when everyone's like, oh, when are they going to drop their prices? And they drop their prices and they're doing an announcement. The announcements are good. The events are good. When they first released the look at the console, it's all good. But like you said, on a consumer level, I don't like it because I think long term, it will just create a bigger divide, especially because for me, the future of gaming is cross-platform.
Yeah.
But gaming,
even at the micro level, I remember like it being in primary, secondary, like the PS4 or PlayStation, Xbox, like arguments were so serious. So it was like fighting for your team.
It can get a bit personal, and I think I've always said for me the console war is all about exclusives. It's like, what game can I play on your console? That's what the war is for me. Like, if I can't play a certain game on your console, or if I'm not intrigued by a game on your console, I'm not playing it. Granted, everyone has like an introductory console, like, so you either get had the PlayStation 1, like the Xbox first one, and from there you build like a loyalty to the consoles, because obviously the games that they give you. Like, for example, a lot of Xbox guys want to stick with Xbox because of Halo. A lot of the PlayStation guys are going to stick with PlayStation because of God of War. And obviously, people.
They bought.
Yeah, exactly. It's the first console they bought, and some people are going to get both. But I don't think there's anything wrong in having exclusives on both consoles. Yes, of course, we need to talk about accessibility and people not being able to afford both consoles, so they're missing out on the experience of enjoying both consoles or different games. But at the end of the day, gaming is a business. I think what these like companies need to be aware of when they are doing stuff like this, like you said, crossplay is the future, and a lot of the games that are coming out that do need to be crossplay need to be games that obviously everyone can enjoy. Have your exclusives. Exclusives are fine, but make sure that the games that are being produced for crossplay are games that actually are going to encourage crossplay. Because I think at the end of the day, the console war is kind of dumb.
Like, the thing is, it's so stupid. But also with these games, that there's so much work that needs to be done on these games in terms of cross-platform. So there's games where, so say if you've got an Xbox, you start playing this game or whatever, and then you've also got a PlayStation and you want to play the same game, you can't migrate the account.
Right, exactly.
You need to be able to link the account. You should be able to, in my mind, you should be able to play a game on Xbox. You should be able to play the game on PlayStation, and you should be able to have like a cross account, because you can on some games, but it's very rare.
Yeah.
You need to be able to migrate, because all that progress that
All that progress, it gets goes to naught. Yeah.
you know, and you don't want to do that grind all over again on the PlayStation.
Nah, no one wants that.
Cool. Next one. Thoughts on Riverdale and the CW shows.
I've not watched Riverdale.
I don't watch Riverdale. Ryan, you watch Riverdale?
But I'm not gonna lie, I went through a period where I was watching Riverdale, but that shit got dropped quickly.
That's a period. What period was this?
A moment in my life where I watched it.
Listen, I watched like season 1, and then I was like, so we'll give it a chance. So I was like, all right, cool, but no, it was shit, man, very shit.
We'll go from there. CW shows.
CW shows. CWDC shows start great and then end shit.
Yeah.
CW as a whole is not a bad platform. They do have good shows, but CWDC shows in particular start great, end shit. Not much to be said about that.
Didn't CW have like the Vampire Diaries and that as well?
Yeah, they got good shows. But
They got some
DC stuff starts great and shit. Who is winning?
That season 3 collapse. About cool.
And Saitama, who's winning?
Goku v Saitama, man.
Goku versus Saitama.
Oh, that's easy. That's hands down. That's One Punch Man. Saitama takes it easy.
Yeah, he's meant to be a troll on OC anime, so no matter who he faces, he wins. So.
That's it. That's the whole point of the character. No matter who he fights, he'll win. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Final question: How would you cast the live action One Piece Netflix series? Which other anime would have a good live action? So if I was casting the live action, so I would gather my script, I'll look through the script, see how the story's going out. Then I'll take the script and I'll put the script in the bin, and then I'll set the bin on fire, and then I'll go home. That's how I would cast it. Yeah.
But the next question I would say is, which other anime would have a good live action? I would say
none.
I would say, listen. I would say Vinland Saga potentially, because it's not there's no extra.
That's a very good shout.
You've seen TV shows and movies similar to Vinland Saga.
Yeah, exactly. Vinland Saga, anime
I'd say Vinland Saga has the potential.
It's not that unrealistic. Vinland Saga could, obviously we know, but it could happen. It's not that unrealistic. There's no stupid powers.
Okay, because now they said
there's no stupid powers. It's realistic. It's based on things that happen in the real world. We've seen stuff like, obviously, we've seen Thor, we've seen Ragnar, we've seen Vikings, things of that nature. So I would say Vinland Saga is the only.
But this is my thing. I think when they start doing live action animes, they always take from the shonen stuff. They don't take from like the non-shonen magic. So now that you said that, Food Wars or Shogeki no Soma would be a good live action. Like the whole type thing.
Even
the reason why I don't agree is because they couldn't carry the same themes in the anime.
Oh,
could you imagine she's frying something and then top just bursts open on a TV?
That would bang. We do.
Yeah, right. You got a point.
Hey.
I would say also some sport animes, they can definitely be made into live action.
Nah.
Do you watch Haikyuu or Haikyuu, whatever it's called?
That's the volleyball one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw an episode or two.
I need to
start. It's too dramatic, man. The sports anime is too dramatic. Essentially, it's not like shonen-y actually type thing. It's too much.
But for the most part, we're on the same track where make the live action. It just doesn't work. For whatever reason, it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It's never gonna work. No, never cast anyone for One Piece. I don't care. Bin the script, burn it, set it light.
They're gonna pass. They're gonna get close.
Bruv, burn the studio.
Tom Holland's gonna play Luffy.
God forbid, bruv.
Right, that shout. Tom Holland's play Luffy. Was that a shout?
Well, Tom Holland's play Luffy? Absolutely not. I missed that. No way. I'd cast myself to play Luffy.
So cast me to do it.
Luffy, yeah.
Luffy Japanese, bro.
Come on.
Okay, guys. We are done for this episode of the No Council Podcast. So, as usual, find us on social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitch, YouTube. Visit our website, nocouncil.co.uk. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and SoundCloud. Leave comments, leave likes, send us emails. I don't know. Send me gifts. I don't care. I'll give my address. Send me stuff. As always, thank you to ELGATO for supporting us and supporting this podcast and supporting this video content. We appreciate you guys. What else? As usual, we've got things coming up. Like we have stuff coming up. Like there is stuff, there is shit that we've got planned for you guys. There is stuff coming up. So look out for those announcements.
Just be patient.
Mate, just be patient, because when they drop, they will drop, and you ain't ready. So it's just COVID, isn't it? COVID's delaying stuff, but we're plotting and planning. Trust me. Anything else, guys, you want to add?
It's all good.
All good.
Oh, good. All right.
More questions. Send us more questions.
Send us more stuff. Send us questions. Yeah, send us questions. Always send us questions. Other than that, peace out, guys. Thank you so much. Are you a content creator looking for some new kit? Well, ELGATO has a quality range of products just for you. That's right, ELGATO isn't just for gaming content. From the chroma key green screen, the key light which provides studio quality lighting, and of course the new Waveron microphone providing outstanding quality audio, ELGATO is there to meet all your content creation needs. Visit elgato.com and check out the full range of products for more information. And a big shout out to ELGATO for supporting us.